What's happening, groovy people? Hope you I can't even talk yet. Hope everybody had a good weekend. My tongue is still finding its way, Tony, after a very long and crazy weekend. But great to be back with you on Polymath Particles. What's up, Rags? Good to see you, buddy. I was just thinking about Rags, Tony, 20 minutes ago before we jumped on our pre-show meeting. I was watching ESPN, and Michael Irvin was on with Stephen A. and Cam Newton. I guess they're down in Dallas for the Monday night game. A lot of screaming and yelling going on. By the way, I got to say, Tony, we've never really talked about this on the show, but shout out to Cam Newton's hat game. His hat game.
His whole wardrobe. His whole wardrobe, dude.
He's giving Dante Whitner a run for his money. You know what I mean? Like, Dante's coming at it a whole different approach, but Cam has become like noteworthy for his hats every day. Like, he's got a different hat on. One day he looks like Sherlock Holmes. Then he looks like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with a top hat. Like, I think he's a little crazy too. And I kind of like that too, Cam Newton.
I was going to say, I support it 100%. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. I was looking for some hat game on Friday because I was a priest, as you know, for Father Tony on Halloween.
That seems like, Tony, for me, just real quick before you get going on your Halloween and your hat game, that to me seems like that was 10 minutes ago. Like, I had my weekend.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because I had so much going on like all weekend that it just went right by, and boom, here we are back on the air again. Like, how was your weekend before you get into your hat game? How was it? Chaotic? Was it what?
Well, I was looking for the hat because I wanted to turn my father costume into Father Guido Sarducci. Remember him from SNL?
Of course,
with the shades, right? But I couldn't find a good hat, so I was just Father Tony. But dude, so much went on over the weekend, man. So that to me, it actually feels like Friday was ages ago.
Wow.
Like, because so much went down.
I think I wish I felt like you do instead of the way I actually feel in real life, where I felt like I almost didn't even have a weekend. Although some cool stuff happened. By the way, we got a lot of announcements.
Cool stuff happened too, Paulie. Sorry to cut you off, but some really not cool stuff went down over the weekend.
It's a balance. There's a yin and a yang. You know, there's good, there's bad, there's purity, and then there's evil. You know what I mean? And the Dodgers
Miguel freaking Rojas, dude. Pajes, dude. Will Smith, dude. I just
all of them. I can't stand them. I Snell coming out again. All of it, dude. It was hard to take. Such a great World Series, but such a SE outcome. Go back to your hat game though before we get irritated with the Dodgers. Finish your hat. You're Guido Sarducci. You're looking for.
That's it. I was just looking for a hat. I never found one. That's it.
That's the whole story.
Yeah, I was just saying looking for a hat because you made me think of that when you said Cam Newton's hats, but his hats are outrageous. But dude, I just want to say, can I out of the gates?
Yeah.
Can I just say enough with the Yamamoto is the GOAT and better than Bumgarner?
Oh, cut the S, dude. Cut the effing S. No. In fact, the numbers, when you stack them up side by side, you will see Bumgarner has surpassed him in every single category. Innings pitched. The only thing I think
is business time.
Let me give you those numbers, Paulie, really quick. Dude, 21 innings pitched for Bumgarner, 17 2/3.
That's a big four. That's 4 innings of World Series pressure.
Four.
Yeah.
Huge four.
Yeah. Shout out Zeppelin 4 too while we're there.
ERA for Bumgarner, 0.43.
That's
ERA for Yamamoto, 1.02.
That's 2. He's 2
ERAs. Both stellar ERAs, but half of Yamamoto's ERA. Let's go. Walk to strikeout ratio, 21.6 to 20.0. So he leads in everything. Opponent's batting average, 125. Yamamoto, 164. Okay. It's just stop with the GOAT talk of this Yamamoto GOAT. Stop it. Just cut it out.
Oh, no, I'm not even going to. I'll never engage in that conversation. It's silliness. It's absurdity, and I'm not going to tread. Tony, one thing you know about Paulie Mack, I don't tread on the boards of absurdity. You know what I mean? I deal with fact.
Sorry, I was singing Metallica, Don't Tread on Me. But Paulie, I will
say that again. I want to reprise.
What? Don't Tread on Me. Right?
You're going Black Album right now.
Yeah.
Look at you, fancy pants.
Every now and again. Hey, I will stand by the Black Album. It was a massive success because it's a very good album.
Stand by it. Of course we're standing by it. It's probably their most legendary piece of work, the Black Album.
Well, it's the most commercially successful album.
But there's some badass jams on there. What do you want? The second one, Sad But True. Heavy as hell. Heavier than hell. That's all.
Dude, Through the Never of Wolf and Man.
Tony,
Let's
wherever
go.
I may roam. Okay.
Which Wherever I May Roam was badass at Levi's Stadium.
It was. I didn't see that one come. By the way, did you see? It's so funny, dude. We're talking Metallica, totally unplanned. I was having a back and forth with our friend Vicky, who's firmly entrenched in the Metallica family. She was saying, like, I swear, by the way, don't tell anybody I'm saying this, but she goes, it's so nice that when Metallica is in Australia, I can actually get my work done because they're over there gigging right now. And that Vicky's like, I can actually get a lot done when they're on the road away from me. But she said that, and if you guys haven't seen this, it's actually worth checking out. They played in Australia on Halloween night. Tony, James Hetfield came on stage. I'm not kidding, in a kangaroo suit, dude. And he sings For Whom the Bell Tolls in a full-on kangaroo suit. It's crazy. Yeah.
Dude, that's incredible, man. Yeah. And by the way, because I'll take my time anywhere. I'm free to speak my mind anywhere. Bam, bam. Where I roam.
Totally. Where I lay my head is home, Tony. For God's sake.
And
you know
a lot of where I head. Yeah. You know, the He'll give you a good like almost
That's James Hetfield between songs. Yeah. Santa Clara. Yeah.
It was fantastic, man. Wherever I May Roam. But dude, speaking of Halloween, before we get further deep into the show,
we haven't even started. I got so much to get to. I know it's mayhem. Go talk to me, Tony. Help me out. Help a brother out. For God's sakes.
I got to share something that Andrew Markoulis sent to me over the weekend. And this is his buddy's son. See this picture? This is his buddy's son. He went as John Daly for Halloween, dude. Look at that. He cut the kid and he has a cigarette behind the ear.
Wow.
Dude.
What? Whose kid is this?
This is Andrew Markoulis' buddy in Tahoe, and his son is John Daly for Halloween, dude. Is that epic?
What a cigarette. I mean, anytime you involve like preschool kids with cigarettes, you've got my attention. No, that's right there, too. That's a whole. I bet that upset a lot of parents too, which makes me like it even more. Oh, that's you know what he should have done? The kid should have gone up to the door with the butt in his mouth, just not even lit, just in his mouth, being like, "Hey, you guys got a light for this? Just somebody fire me up." Yeah,
you can see the cigarette in that one too, and the little mustache. They have a little mustache on him, and they shaved a mullet. And also shout out to the Tahoe City Golf Course in the backdrop too.
Tony. God damn. You know, listen, buddy, thank you for the John Daly kind of comedy moment. I did need that. That's tremendous. I hope everybody had a great Halloween. And by the way, glad to see the Castro party is coming back too after kind of a few years going dark. They're bringing that thing back, which is a great San Francisco tradition. I went to that a couple times back in the day.
Also, Paulie, Andrew's on the chat, and Andrew said the kid had a Jack Daniels stuffy bottle as well.
Andrew, respect, buddy. Well done, Andrew. Obviously, you and I have similar comedic minds because that's funny. Very funny. Good. Tony, I got a couple of house cleaning announcements to make just up front, and then we'll dive into
if that's the case, Paulie.
It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Ooh.
Okay, get to business, Paulie. Get to business. Go ahead.
Well, first order of business is one of our brothers from another mother, Rod Brooks. He has just asked me to relay this information. I'm happy to do that on behalf of Rod. He goes, Paulie Mac, Tony, do me a favor. Just remind your audience that Quality Hang returns tonight with Rod Brooks. So definitely check that out. I believe it's an 8:00 start. Quality Hang with Rod Brooks. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I kind of want the Cardinals to win this game because the material for Rod being an anti-Cowboys guy would be fantastic. But then we have Rags on the show, so
that's the thing. You always got Rags lurking around, and the thing with Rags is he's not bothering anybody. No. He's not perpetrating like he's not forcing cowboy propaganda down our throats. He's just over there minding his own business, and I like that about Rags. He's a fan. He stays in his lane. And he doesn't kind of, pollute the community with his Dallas stuff. He's just doing his thing. So Rags, you're always on my mind. Tony, I do have some sad news as we talk about life. It seems like, boy, more and more of like my heroes have been leaving us lately, whether, it was Ace Frehley or if it was Ozzy Osbourne. And today, another one, and this one, you're never ready. You're never ready for the news, but what the only woman to ever tread the boards with the Grateful Dead, the only female member of the Grateful Dead ever, Donna Jean Gottschalk, passed away. at the age of 78. And just want to give Donna some love, man. If you're a Grateful Dead fan, Scarlet Fire, I don't know if you're on board right now, but I know you sent a message out today. I saw that. She was, listen, Donna was a backup singer with the Dead in the 70s. And she kind of, when she and Keith left the band in 79, that's when Brent joined. But prior, it's an interesting resume. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you, Andrew, Miguel. Yeah. Before, I always thought this is really interesting, Tony. Before Donna Jean joined the Grateful Dead, she was a backup singer in Elvis Presley's band. How's that for a resume? How's your career going? Well, I'm singing with Elvis, but I just got an offer from the Grateful Dead. So now I'm going to be with them. Not bad. Not a bad little resume. And Tony, you and I shared some really great nights with Donna in 99, 4/16, 99, 4/17, 99. That's Phil Lesh, Trey Anastasio, Paige McConnell, Steve Kimak, John Molo, and Donna Gottschalk. Nobody knew Donna was going to be there.
Yep.
Tony, at those Warfield shows, I had no idea Donna was going to be there. It was such a treat. And for me and you, that's the first time I ever saw Donna on stage in person, was at those 99 Phil shows. I had never seen her in person before.
Same here, dude. Same here. And what a vibe on stage. Just free flowing, loose, and twirling.
Epitomizes the hippie woman, if I may.
Yes. A lot of spinning and twirling. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan too. And I loved the energy she brought to those shows too. Because like you said, we didn't know that she was going to be there, and all of a sudden, bam! And I remember you being like, "There's Donna! There's Donna!"
I can't believe it. I'm like, where'd they get look at Donna? Where'd Donna come from? Because Donna's been underground for a very long time. She left the Dead. She left the whole scene. But rest in peace, Donna. I'm sure you're hanging with Phil and Jerry and all those guys right now. She's probably like, where do I go? What do I do up here? Jerry's like, I got you, man. Come on, man. And then Phil's doing some blues jams and they're all hanging out. Bill Graham, dude. Bill Graham's like, Donna, get over here. We need to talk. I need to show you how this place works. Bill Graham's up there. All those guys. So there is a little Grateful Dead kind of reunion happening up in heaven. So Donna, I love you. Good luck on the other side. I'll see you when I get there. All right. So Tony, there's Donna, my little Donna tribute. And we have World Series. We have 49ers. We have Mark Cannizzaro, and we have more 49er injuries occurring at MetLife Stadium. So where do you want to start? I'm going to let you spin the wheel.
Well, first of all, Fareed, Robot Centaur, aka Fareed, he just sent a message saying that it's not in the chat. He sent a text saying that Jerry Jones has just made a statement that the Cowboys have made a trade, but he didn't specify who they traded.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
This will be interesting to see what happens with Jerry Jones. I mean, Jerry, I don't know. There might be a screw or two loose, man. Like, I don't know. He might need to step aside, Butch. Like, I don't know.
Step aside, Butch. Yeah.
Dude, step aside, Butch, all day.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And when you go, you stay gone. There is no more me and you. You lost all your LA privileges. Yeah, dude. That's going to be what I say to Tony. You lost all your PMP privileges. When you're gone, you stay gone. Yeah.
Two lines. You hear me talking, hillbilly boy?
The best. That's right after he pumps one right into his nards, dude. He's just letting them know we ain't done. Yeah. I ain't done with you by a sight.
No, it's I ain't through with you by a damn sight. Right?
You hear me talking, hillbilly boy?
You hear me? You talking about soon to be Mr. living the rest of his life in agonizing pain?
Yeah. Oh, that what now? There is no more me and you. Yeah. You lost all your LA privileges. And when you gone, you stay gone. Yeah.
Hey, I'm sending the wolf. Well, now don't you feel better?
Yeah, easy, dude, easy. We're about to tread into some territory. I know you got to be careful. By the way, Tony, before you carry on, I'm realizing, and again, sorry, you guys, it's been a very hectic period for the entire PMP show. There's just a lot going on right now. And I forgot, Tony, I have a big announcement about tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Tony and I have just realized, and it's kind of been shaping all weekend. This thing has been coming together. So, Tony, shout out.
We've been together for 3 months, dude. We've been trying to get this to happen. So, and literally, it's either I can't do it, or Paulie can't do it, or Steve can't do it, or Art can't do it. Steve,
dude, the relentless pursuit of Kron Steve. I don't know what else to say about this. It's like in the Terminator, dude, when what's her face was running away and Arnold just keeps coming, dude. He's driving motorcycles, he's running. That's kind of where we're at. I would be the woman in that equation, and Kron Steve is the Terminator just coming strong, dude. Coming strong. Anyway, Tony and I, we have just been. It's official. We finally got this thing in place. Tony and I, we're gonna have to put the show dark tomorrow because we're shooting a new Cron 4 commercial.
Yes.
And the hours of this project are pretty lengthy, so it's we aren't going to be able to deliver the show tomorrow. We just found out this morning, so we're going to go dark tomorrow. We'll return on Wednesday for the night flight. But in our absence, hopefully on the other side, we'll be able to show off this new commercial. And by the way, this thing better be good after all this. Like, they better make us look as good as possible. Are you ready to be a TV star, Creative Tony? I guess I should start there.
No,
neither am I at all.
I was just talking yesterday. Our little travel team, San Carlos Missions, at a team party, and Gary Anderson, the guy I coach with, had hosted it at their lovely home, and we were talking about the show. A bunch of us. Your Mom Is Cool was there, and we were just hanging out. And then I said, I got into radio because there was no visual aspect involved.
Who was saying this to you? I'm sorry.
I was saying this.
Yeah, I feel the same way. That was one of the things I always loved about radio, the mystique. Yes. You don't have to see me. Yeah, just listen to the riffs. Yeah.
Right. And now here we are with this visual, and it's like
you got the wrong guys. You got the wrong guys here. Tony and I are not appearing on the new issue of GQ anytime soon, but they've been on. This is no joke. Tony wasn't exaggerating. This thing has been going back and forth for about 3 months.
Seriously. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, tomorrow's
went to Europe. Art, the cameraman, was like a workers' comp, like an injury. Paulie was out of town in New York. I've had to miss it for things. It's like, okay, fine. We finally locked in tomorrow. So apologies. Well, there'll be no Roby Tuesday, but I might make the Wednesday night flight a Roby Wednesday night.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We'll make it up to you guys on Wednesday when we come back. And then there was one of the last thing. Last thing. I didn't even get a chance to tell you this, Tony. I can tell you right now that, and I want to encourage everybody to come down and hang out. If you guys are free this Saturday, November 8th, please do join us at the Brisbane Inn. The show is being billed, Tony, as Paulie Mack and Friends. And I can tell you what, we had rehearsals this weekend, and I wouldn't say this if it wasn't true. Paulie Mack and Friends is sounding pretty good. I'm telling you right now, Paul, we're actually making some progress, and had a great jam with the drummer of the North Bay that goes by legendary status, Bob Marcucci. Tony, this guy comes in. We played yesterday. He elevated the whole thing, as you know, right off the ground. Phenomenal touch, phenomenal instincts, knows the material. We were throwing some crazy stuff at him too. Like, it's like, how about this? How about this? And like, bam, he was with us on everything. So if you're available,
background too, Bolly, Bob and I played in a band together for years. So I was the rhythm section with Bob, and he, again, like you said, elevated everything we played. And he's one of my favorite people on earth. And so I'm glad that this is all coming to shape. It's all shaping up. That's just great to hear, dude.
Well, from what I'm hearing on the streets, I think Creative Tony's going to be on hand as well, sitting in for a handful of songs as well. Hence the Paulie Mack and Friends aspect. Like, we are bringing different people on and off the stage throughout the night. And I'll continue to do these gigs going forward. We're going to have a really good time with this. But anyway, I'm just letting you know, Tony, the band sounds really good. I'm very encouraged. So hope to see as many of you out there on Saturday as possible. Okay.
Paulie, do you know like a gig time, like ish? I
believe I think the music starts at 7 p.m. I think music starts at 7 p.m. and we're going to play at least 2 sets, possibly 3. We'll
nice.
See.
I like those hours though, man. I like the 7 p.m. start. I like that. So, and Brisbane's got a cool vibe. The Brisbane is an underrated little town right there in between South San Francisco and San Francisco. Cool.
Dude, you know who I found out? I didn't know this until a couple of days ago. I was talking to my buddy Drutzy, the bass player. He was saying residents of Brisbane that are noteworthy. The late Ronnie Montrose lived in Brisbane, apparently. Yeah, Montrose. Yeah. So, and David Drutz, of course, the legendary Drutzy, holding it down in Brisbane. Tony's right. It's a cool town. So come on out. We'll hang out. We're going to have a really good time. You guys are going to be happy. Okay. Tony, before Cannizzaro comes on, we also have Longbridge. We have Stellar Design. We got a lot going on. I'm going to let you kind of steer the ship, buddy. Where do you want to go first? Niners, World Series, sponsors, whatever you need. I got you covered.
We can go Niners. We can go Niners and celebrate the victory, dude. And by the way, I still can't. When I say that they are 6-3, I cannot believe that they are 6-3 with all of the garbage and nonsense that's happened so far.
Meaning what,
And then-
injuries primarily? Is that what you're referring to? Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they just lost Mike Hill. Well, it's official. We haven't got an official word yet, but Mike Hill Williams is most likely out for the season with an ACL. And by the way, that's 3 ACLs at MetLife Stadium: Solomon Thomas, Nick Bosa, and now Mike Hill Williams. Thank you, MetLife. It's garbage. Do something about it. Dude, George Kittle talked about it too.
He did. I actually thought he made a lot of really good points. Like, I hadn't
mhm.
considered that. Like, there's no, if you didn't hear Kittle's, well, I'll let you walk everybody through that, Tony. But I saw Kittle make these comments, and I loved everything he said. Go ahead, tell people if they didn't see it.
Well, what I saw is that he's like, hey, if it's the butt of a joke over and over and over again, something needs to be done. Like, this isn't just like a one-off thing. This is a consistent. MetLife Stadium is a constant butt of many jokes. And also the non-joking side of it is that people are going down. And 3 Niners, dude. I mean, 3 ACLs. It's just ridiculous.
And
man.
if you think about this too, Tony, from the owner's perspective, like, these are obviously extremely wealthy, you know, 1%ers, as they're called. I mean, these guys have more money than God. But why would these owners in the NFL want to sign a play like Nick Bosa? Perfect example. Why would you, if you're an owner, why would you sign Nick Bosa to a contract worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right, and then be so happy to risk his health with a crappy playing surface that could easily be kind of reinvented? I mean, one of George Kittle's points, Tony, is that there's no universal set of rules and regulations in the NFL for playing surface. He said something like there are almost like 11 or 12 different kinds of surfaces around the league. I never thought about that, but he's got a really good point. I think grass is the preferred surface. It's the most forgiving, and you know, a lot of these turf fields are obviously they're a hazard. So I think that the NFL should really look into just passing, like, here are the rules and regulations for the standard surface in the NFL. Adhere to these rules. That way, there's not one field that's good. There's another field that's dangerous. This one is a risk. But you're right. The amount of bodies that have piled up in injuries from the MetLife Stadium, it's too much. And it's costing the owners money in the long game. So my point is, why wouldn't they want to make a change, provoke some kind of change? You would think they would.
Know, you would think they would too, because it just makes a better overall product as well. And the natural grass, like you said, is the most forgiving, and the spikes are made specifically. I mean, there's turf spikes and there's grass spikes, but the way the turf actually, the way the grass actually gives. So, you know, an ankle will turn with the turf, and it won't stay in the spot. Like, the foot won't stay planted.
Yeah, there's some give there. There's some give.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So it's like, if I was the players union, I would be all over that. You know, so hang on a second. By the way, we have Escobar Cheeks the third checking in as a super poly. If the ACL of their number one receiver didn't wake them up, nothing will, dude. Yeah, nice. And he also says hashtag smash the like button, hashtag F the Dodgers, hashtag defund the Chiefs. Yes. So Escobar, thank you for the super, and thank you for saying F the Dodgers. Because
thanks, Escobar. Thank you.
That ruined my weekend.
Game
Really.
6 or 7 or both, the cumulative kind of, it was really disappointing. I mean, you come home with a 1-game lead, you got 2 shots on your own field. I thought the Blue Jays would be able to handle that. I really did. I thought they're going to win. I thought they're going to win the World Series on Friday night. I did. I thought it was over in 6.
Dude, and also the ball getting wedged. Are you kidding me, dude? And like, I mean, I know that technically the ball was playable, dude, because obviously the outfielder, I forget his name, he was subbing, he was playing defensively. He was able to get the ball out and throw it in to the infield after the play was blown.
It's almost like an escape hatch for a defense, a player in the outfield playing defense that doesn't want to make the play, knowing that it's going to hurt his team. So it's like a loophole. Like, well, I can't get to that ball. That's it. You just throw, as soon as you throw your hands up, they have to stop the game for they call it a dead ball.
It was a roll of the dice, Paulie. It was a total roll of the dice, and it was, I guess, with hindsight, it was a smart move to do that, because otherwise 2 runs score, and dude, they go from 1 run scoring, if not 2, to no runs scoring. I mean, and then 1 run did score, but I was like, Jesus, this is unbelievable that's happening. And by the way, the ball wasn't buried. The ball wasn't like, it wasn't unplayable. That's my point of that play. So and then I gotta say, Miguel Rojas, you gotta tip your cap. Pies, I gotta tip my cap to Dave Roberts, who doesn't make a lot of good managerial decisions, but he made a decision to put Pajes in for defensive replacement, and the guy makes an amazing catch. Our guy, Ernie Clement, who, by the way, set a new World Series record with most hits in postseason history, stud, and he gets a hold of one left center gap, and I'm like, it's over. I think it's over.
Oh, the collision play. Yeah. With Kike and all that. That was crazy.
And that Roberts took Edman out and put Pajes in for defense, and he makes that play. It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
And then I have one question for you, Paulie. The play infield in.
We still haven't even talked about the play at the plate either, with the foot coming off the bag, or the plate. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. And my question is, that play was so incredibly close, and
they reviewed it for like 30 seconds. They're like, all right, good, we're done, that's it, keep playing. It was like they didn't want to even address it because I interrupted you, my bad. Go ahead. Why didn't they take the necessary time like they do with every other play that's reviewed in the World Series? They reviewed that quickly, and then because I watched that play way too quickly. I thought it was too difficult to call, and they reviewed it in 30 seconds. They're like, "No, we're good." He's I was like, "Really? He's out just like that?" I thought that maybe they didn't want the world. I mean, I do understand this idea, but they made their own bed with this crap. Like, I don't think Major League Baseball would want a Game 7 of the World Series to end on an umpire review. I think that had something to do with the speed of that review and how they just moved on from it really quickly. Like, they didn't let they didn't want the crowd to start getting worked up, because you could hear the crowd reacting. They kept showing the replay on the scoreboard, and the crowd was getting more and more animated, more and more demonstrative. I think they wanted to just say, we got to get off this. We got to end this thing right now. But I don't think they wanted to end the World Series on a review. That's my guess.
By the way, but if you have review and you put review into the game, and every other play you reviewed for minutes, you're not going to review
determining the World Series too. This is not just like a play in the fourth inning. This is like the game hinged on that call.
Yes. Look at this. I mean, I'm going to share it just because, I know we all saw it. But hold on. I get rid of the volume, but look at this.
I mean,
look at how close this is right here.
Yeah, how do I know his toe's on the base? Seriously, how do I know that Smith's toe is on the plate right there, shot from above? You can't really tell.
Like, I mean, that is so unbelievably close, and they just here. So Smith's off the plate. He's off the plate. He's off the plate. I mean, you can't fully tell, so maybe it wouldn't have been conclusive enough to overturn the call, but still, at least give it its due of a lengthy review, because it was such an incredibly close play, man. I was blown away that they called that so quickly when it was that close, right?
I am too. I was disappointed. And I was prepared. I was like, wow, is Toronto going to win a World Series on a review call? Right. And then before you could even start getting emotionally involved, they made the call. A runner is out. Let's keep playing. And I'm telling you that was the quickest reviewed play of the entire World Series. And whether or not that was appropriate or not is a whole other conversation. Tony, if I could, what?
No, it really it was suspect. And I hate to be that guy, but it was suspect that it happened that quickly. And it might not have been overturned because it was so close, but I just was like, what? You're telling me that they could decide that they could decipher that quickly? Because if you watch the play over again, it's very quickly after review, the ruling on the field stands. And I was like, what?
And I got to tell you, you were talking about people comparing Yamamoto to what Bumgarner achieved in 2014. I'm not having that conversation because Bumgarner exceeded him in every category. Now there's this whole thing. Oh, well, Clayton Kershaw has 3 World Series rings, and he's every bit the postseason pitcher Madison Bumgarner. No, he's not, dude. The whole Kershaw thing, he had nothing to do with this World Series victory. Nothing. He retired one batter, Holmes. One batter, and he's jumping up and down with his kids. I'm like, dude, you do realize I had as much of a role in that World Series as he did. He only got one more batter out than I did. You know what I mean? But yet he was celebrating like he had just thrown 8 innings of shutout ball. I'm like, dude, I didn't care for that. Just left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like it. I didn't like Kershaw's overly dramatic celebration because he was not involved on any level.
I
So,
get angry when I see Kershaw now because
me too. Me too.
He's celebrated and he's not. He doesn't represent the.
Keep on hating, Kershaw.
Yeah.
Keep on hating.
Exactly.
Be that God-fearing guy that hates everybody. That's awesome. Yeah, good for you.
But also, Noemi said it on the chat, and I didn't mention this, and I meant to mention it earlier. Hey, Kiner Falefa, the runner at third on that play with Will Smith at home. A few things here, Paulie.
don't and by the way, go ahead. Take it.
Don't slide feet first, number one. Slide, with your left hand getting the plate.
Tony, get a laugh track ready if you don't mind. I'm going to help you out here real quick. Not only slide head first. After all, that's why they make the oven mitt. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, exactly, dude.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
But Paulie, it was a force play. So there's no like sliding around a tag, right? It was a force play. So you just got to get to the bag or the plate. Or don't slide at all. Just run right through the plate and don't slide. The fastest way. And by the way, Paulie, I was so frustrated when I saw this. And we teach this. We work on this almost every practice with the teams I coach about secondary leads. And I know it's been talked about already all over the place. But if you look at the secondary lead, and secondary lead, for those that don't know, is as soon as the pitcher decides to go home, he's not picking you off, you extend your lead, right? And a rule of thumb on third base, if you're a runner on third base, is you want to be as far off the bag as even with as far off the third baseman is from the bag. So if there is a line drive, you are equidistant and you can dive back to the bag to try and get back to the bag and not get doubled off. This guy, Kiner Falefa, dude, was barely off the bag with the secondary lead. And there are a bunch of still shots online. I should find one. But and that ended up being the difference. If he gets a good secondary lead, he scores. He scores, and the Blue Jays are like, it blows my mind.
No, it's hard to take. I mean, imagine if you were a Blue Jays fan, how heartbroken you'd be. I still think the Jays match up better than any team I've seen against these LA Dodgers. Like, I really wish there was another game. You know what I mean? Can we just keep playing this thing? Because I'm telling you, the Jays are still going to win this series in my mind. And it was so disappointing. But to be, just to try, I'll try and be objective about this. I can say that, listen, the Blue Jays had their opportunities. They had leads in both games. And if you want to be a champion, you got to close it out, man. That's the hardest thing to do in sports, hardest thing to do in tennis, hardest thing to do in hockey. Is closing out the game, is finishing strong. They weren't able to do that. They played their guts out. And my hat is off to the Blue Jays. Nothing but respect for that whole organization, their fan base. And last thing, Tony, this is no way to treat Geddy Lee on the cusp of a tour. I mean, Geddy's,
Hopefully, like, we talk about like, great albums come out of like breakups and stuff.
Shout out Blood on the Tracks, Bob Dylan. Right. Every tune on there, he's housed. Shout out Tunnel of Love by Bruce Springsteen. You want to get housed? Go listen to Bruce Springsteen's Tunnel of Love from start to finish. By the end, you'll be in tears or incredibly depressed or both. Yeah.
But maybe Geddy puts pen to paper and writes a song or an album based on the agony that was the World Series. And Paulie, I got to say, the Church of John Smoltz, I continue to just pray to the Church of John Smoltz and his analysis. He literally said before Kirk grounded into the double play, he says, oh, by the way, just one note, Kirk is grounded into.
I heard that. That pissed me off. I heard that.
Hold on. He said 17 double plays this year, and then bam. So it's like, if you know that, and you know that Kirk is slower than molasses getting down the line, you might want to consider some other way to manufacture that run. I was blown away that Smoltz said that, and then like a pitch later or two pitches later, broken bat, game over, series over. Dodgers are back to back.
Life over. You know what I mean? Everything's over with the dark age. But I got to tell you, I got pissed when he said that. I'm like, why are you putting that out in the universe, dude? Don't say that. Like, what? No.
Facts, dude. That was a great factoid. And I was like, when he said that, I was like, damn it. Here we go. And
look at you back in factoids.
I am all about factoids. Mark Cannizzaro is all about factoids, and he's in the green room.
We're going to bring in, let's bring in Marky Mark whilst I talk about Stellar Design for 60 seconds. Bring him in, get him comfortable, and I'm going to let him hear about Stellar Design. Why, Tony? Because Stellar Design is the San Francisco Bay Area-based industrial design studio shaping the future of product innovation. Hey, we've got a yard sale happening, kids. It's called the Day Bag. Check out yardsale.day / One more time, yardsale.day / check that out for more than just the slopes this day bag, but you can use it for everyday stuff too. The gym, farmer's market, travel, throw your particles in there. If you're creative, Tony, throw the baseballs, the loose balls after the game, you can throw them in there. Founded in 2014, Stellar Design guides ideas, Tony, from concept to production, through prototyping, testing, and then eventually launch. From breakthrough consumer electronics to life-saving medical devices, Stellar merges cutting-edge technology with stunning aesthetics so your product can look amazing and, of course, work flawlessly. Final word on Stellar, you guys. They create award-winning design with a meaningful connection between the people involved and the product and ultimately the branding. So whether you're an individual with an idea, maybe you're a startup company, maybe you're a Fortune 500 company, Stellar can help all of the above and offer a partnership to achieve out-of-this-world design. So please do support Dom Peralta. He's one of the guiding lights of the Polymac particle community, and support Stellar Design. Check them out. Let them go to work for you guys. Stellar.design. Visit stellar.design, and then you too can make design impact. Shoot Dom an email also, Dominic@stellar.design. Okay. Yeah. Marky Cannizzaro, New York Post, one of our favorite sports writers in the country, one of our favorite human beings in the country. He covered the Giants 9. Oh, we got to take that Cron 4 logo off. I got it. Stand by, Marky. There we go. Nice and clean for you, buddy. Okay. Oh, are we in the New York City dwellings of Mark Cannizzaro right now?
No. We are in the Jersey Shore dwellings, actually.
Ooh,
you know what,
Mark?
Oh, look at the nice fall. That's fall in New Jersey, Tony. Beautiful time of year.
That's the other ocean, the Atlantic Ocean.
Hey, Marky, and thanks for coming on today, brother. We love you. We appreciate the time. Did you drive out to the shore right after the game yesterday?
I did, yeah. My wife was hanging down here, so I came down and we hung out, and then I got her to the train for a 5 a.m. train back up to the city this morning. So that was.
Hey, wouldn't you say, Mark, that in a lot of ways, like I always felt this way. Like I didn't have a house at the shore, but I had friends that did. We used to go and hang out and stuff like that. And I always felt like this time of year, getting into the fall, getting even into the beginning of winter is always like a preferable time to be there because all the summer birds they're not around and you have the run of the place. I always liked it this time of year. How about you?
All the bennies are gone, baby. That's kind of the term for the and listen, I was a Benny. I used to come down from North Jersey back in the day and had the
me too. Yeah,
had the 17-person shore house which was 2 bedrooms and people sleeping on the linoleum floors.
Yeah,
I've been living down here for 32 years, so now I'm no longer a Benny. But yeah, listen. The only drawback is you can't go jump in the ocean right now because it's a little nippy, but. It's still, I love it down here all times of year, but this time of year it gets a little more chill and you can get into the restaurants you want to get into and the bars aren't too packed and it's good. It's beautiful.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Mark, only because we're setting the stage kind of unintentionally, but we're talking Jersey Shore. Mark Cannizzaro is physically at the Jersey Shore. Why don't I give you let's do like a quick Bruce Springsteen moment, and then we'll get into yesterday's Niner Giant game. Because, Mark, I've seen the film. I saw Deliver Me From Nowhere last week. Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it, and I'm fine with you telling me anything about it because I will go see it. I just haven't had a chance to, and I'm kind of bummed I haven't seen it yet. Was it good?
No, I enjoyed it very much. Now, here's the thing. I'm noticing this is like the pattern. Like there are the casual, fans. There are curious people out there like, oh, Bruce Springsteen biopic. I think a lot of people are walking into this thing, Mark, expecting kind of a Queen biopic kind of vibe, like very uplifting, dramatic, the glorious finish. It's none of those things. And I knew that going in because Bruce, about this period of his life when he made Nebraska, he was coming unraveled. Like this was a very dark period of his life. And the music and the songwriting on Nebraska attest to that. Just check the record out. You'll see what kind of headspace Bruce was in.
I saw it live when he was on tour doing the Nebraska tour. So I know it,
So, okay, so I can tell you this. There's a lot of footage shot at the Stone Pony. You'll love that. There are multiple scenes at the Stone Pony, which you'll enjoy. There's a lot of boardwalk footage. Dude, you know what's crazy, Mark? This is a little Jersey moment for me and you. The house in the film where Bruce records the Nebraska album is Mountain Lakes. They shot that stuff. Yes.
Wow.
So now they say it's Colts Neck in the film. They say Bruce holed up in Colts Neck, New Jersey, but
that's where his house is now, basically.
Right. So that's not accurate. And maybe they're trying to throw the audience off the scent of the trail or whatever. But yeah, all of the stuff where he records the record is actually Mountain Lakes, New Jersey, where I used to live. So I got a kick out of that. But look, I think you'll enjoy the film. You're a big Bruce fan. And I think it took a lot of courage for Bruce to say, like, yeah, I'm going to release this film about my darkest time on the planet. Instead of like trying to protect that and cover it up, he shows you like the period of his life where he's most vulnerable. So I enjoyed it. It was very heavy. It's dark. It's not a feel-good movie, but you're a Bruce aficionado. I think you're going to like it, Mark. Yeah.
I'll absolutely go see it. There's no question about it. It's weird. He just little Steven had a little something down here. I want to say a week or so ago. I don't know if you saw it, but he does. It was some sort of charity, or an event that was raising some money for for a cause that he is very into, and he was playing. I guess he was playing a couple sets at the Pony.
Yeah,
and Bruce turned up.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. Yeah,
Having been down here for 30-something years and another 10 before that as a Benny, it always pissed me off because I'm a FOMO guy anyway. I'm a serious freaking FOMO guy.
I mean,
if I got if I knew you guys were out having a good lunch right now, I'd be pissed off I wasn't there. The FOMO really kicks in whenever I see that Bruce has turned up. Whether it's down the road here in Seabright back in the day when when we had a couple places down here, or on the Pony or wherever, I'd be like, oh, man, why wasn't I there? Yeah. So I had one of those. I had one of those FOMO moments the other day when I saw that.
Well, I look forward to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, T. Yeah.
I want to ask you something and have your answer maybe be shared with Mark. How did Jeremy Allen White sound singing for Bruce?
Well, it's pretty uncanny. I thought the scenes where he's singing, they have him like on stage doing a show, which I heard they shot at the old Meadowlands Arena, which is kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
And they tell you in the movie it's Cincinnati, but I heard they shot that at Brendan Byrne, the old arena there.
Or the old Continental Airlines Arena prior to that. So.
Dude, I used to tread those boards all the time, man. I saw it.
I want to throw this quick at you about because Continental. Now, my wife is a Jersey girl and is not a spring. I mean, she's now, yes, but didn't grow up. She was kind of like she was the contrarian. She didn't want to be like sucked into the Jersey girl thing and the big hair and all that.
Yeah.
And so. This is when it was the Continental Airlines Arena, which is, then became the Brendan Byrne Arena, which is right next to Giant Stadium, which is now no longer Giant Stadium. Now it's MetLife Stadium where the Giants play. But anyway, I finally brought her to a show at Continental Airlines, and he raged for pretty close to 4 that night, 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I have goosebumps right now on my arms thinking about this moment because we walked out. And I didn't say anything because, I wasn't going to push the envelope. And she just goes, you know what? I get it. Now I get it.
Right.
She got it. I'm telling you, I have goosebumps thinking about it right now. I swear to God, I'm not being corny. And she's like, I understand now, and she, she's not going to go out and see 35 Springsteen shows after that. But she understood what it was about when he was laying the shit on the line that he lays on the line every time he goes out in public.
Yeah.
And she respected that high respect. So that I'll never forget that moment. That's probably one of my favorite concert going moments, or certainly in my top handful, was walking out in that vast parking lot between Continental and Giant Stadium, and she just piping up and going, "Yep, I got it."
All right, I'll counter that with a much. I'll give it to you real quick, and then we'll talk some football. But last thing on that idea, Mark. So when I took my wife Liz to see her first Bruce show, similar thing. She didn't grow up a big Bruce fan, but I'm like, you know what? If you're going to be with me, you're going to be going to Bruce gigs. So get used to it. This is going to be part of your life now. So the first time I took her to see Bruce, about 4 or 5 songs, and she'd never seen it before. About 4 or 5 songs in between songs, she looked over at me and she goes, "Tony, get the edit button ready. We can clean this up later." But here's what she said, quote, she goes, and it was loud, everybody's cheering. She goes, "He's not fucking around." This guy's not fucking around. And I'm like, I know that. Welcome. I'm like, welcome. Yes, welcome to the scene. Yeah, no, and he is not effing around at all.
Yeah.
So I know it's fun. It's fun to watch the uninitiated get one over, you know?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. I remember the first time I saw them, Paulie, and because Mark, I was kind of like the Springsteen, kind of the hits guy.
Yes.
Until I met Paulie, and then Paulie force fed me a ton of deeper tracks. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This guy. Because I don't know, I was Glory Days, I was the whole Born
Oh,
to
yeah,
Day
those are
album.
the worst ones,
Right.
It's,
right.
You know what's funny in relation to that, Tony, is I saw him in I was out covering a British Open one year out in Scotland, and he was playing at a soccer stadium in Glasgow.
Mhm.
And I went out with a bunch of guys, bunch of sports writer guys, a few caddies, Joe LaCava, who was Tigers caddy back in the day, who's a massive Springsteen guy, he's a Connecticut guy.
Nice.
And we were hanging, and it's amazing how different the international show is compared to the ones, like, he knows when he's playing at the Meadowlands, he knows what he's got to play. Over there, it's Glory Days, Dancing in the Dark, all that kind of, the stuff that, the hit stuff that and he knows he's not going to get let out alive, if he's not playing. And listen, I'm a guy that's like, I'm holding my breath for Jungle Land, and Meeting Across the River every show. And you're not going to get it every show, but you just hope that you're there when you get it. And when you get it, for me, it's emotional, because that's just it for me, since I was a teenager.
But it's like, Mark, I remember when the first time I heard like One Step Up or Brilliant Disguise, and I'm like, oh, this is incredible songwriting. And I really didn't take the time until Paulie was like, no, you gotta go. And I'm like, okay. So thank you, Paulie, and Bruce for life. I just
I like to think it made you a better person, Tony, in the long run. You know what I mean?
This might be a little tough, but Paulie, let's not grasp at anything too high here, okay? Now, what I would like to see you do is literally kidnap Tony, bring him out east next time you come, and we'll have a proper experience out here for some,
Let's go.
Well, 100%, and I would throw Murph in that category too. I've been telling Murph for years. It's like, you like Bruce, you appreciate the West Coast shows. Now you got to get baptized on the East Coast. You need to get that whole thing, because it's a whole, Tony. It's a different experience back there. It's a whole.
I've had this conversation, I think, with you too, Paulie, but and buddies of mine here, because right now, I mean, there's no sign right now of any, East Street, Bruce back out with East Street, and. Listen, he's, as we all know, he's getting old. Everybody in the band's getting old. And I cannot fathom him not doing one last run in this area around here. That has to be it. He's got to go to MetLife. He's got to do the Garden, whatever he's got to do. He's got to finish it up here. I just can't. His last show cannot be in freaking Milan, or whatever.
No.
Because he had those makeup shows, right? And so I just can't. It's funny because one of my best friends here in the city is best friends with Little Steven. He's known him for every time, they go out to lunch all the time. And Steven, like the boys in the band, they don't even know. They know when Bruce lets them know. You know what I mean?
Right.
When he's ready to round the troops up, So I don't have any. I'm always working Billy over for some inside info from Steven, and it's just he's like, dude. He goes, he doesn't even know. They do their thing until until Bruce calls him up and said, "All right, it's time, boys." So.
Hey, Paulie and Mark, hopefully if Bruce plays MetLife Stadium, hopefully he doesn't tear an ACL.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Tony, very good. Very good. Hopefully little Steven doesn't dislocate his shoulder. You know what, though, Tony? Thank you for that. That was a perfect transition. And let's get right into it. So, Mark, I know it's become a really big talking point, the surface at MetLife Stadium. Listen, it claimed Nick Bosa cost him a whole season a few years ago. The list is well known. We had another 49er lost yesterday to a torn ACL for the year now. That's Mykel Williams. The Giants have lost players of their own. So are we making too much of this, or is there something to this in your eyes? You're there all the time.
Yeah. Listen, I am not any kind of I'm not trying to be parochial and a defender of, the local stadium here, but I mean, honestly, if you look around the league, this shit's happening everywhere around the league. I mean, it's not just at MetLife. Now, the 49ers had that terrible run, obviously, with Bosa and whatnot. This surface that Williams got hurt on yesterday it's a completely different surface. It's a brand new surface from what the guys got hurt on, a few years ago. So I just feel like, everybody talks about, turf and the Achilles injuries, for example, or versus natural. Guys they're blowing their Achilles out on every surface. It's, these guys are, it sounds cliche, but they're bigger, faster, stronger, and every minute of the day they're all getting bigger, faster, stronger, and this is a violent game, man. I mean, it's, and it happens to some guys when it's not even contact, and that's just I think it's just part of the game. It's the worst part of the game, but I don't see MetLife Stadium being like some sort of egregious culprit, that's sucking these guys into a black hole. I mean, I think and listen, I'm sure there are stats. I don't have them in front of me, but I just can't imagine the statistics for guys getting hurt at MetLife are much different than they are at other places.
No, that's good. And that's why I asked the question. I was curious to get your kind of take on that. And then the other thing, though, now this is undeniable. Like the biggest change for me, Mark, just like to kind of watch New Jersey from afar now after having lived there. And when I was there in my high school years, that was the Lawrence Taylor era. That's when they were winning Super Bowls. And the fan base was beyond intense, beyond rabid. I'll put it to you like this. I swear to God, Tony, back then, I would not go in a Giant Stadium wearing like a 49er hat because I didn't want to have a beer bath. I don't want to get my teeth knocked out. I didn't need any of the aggravation. But, dude, what I saw yesterday, I thought was fairly stunning. Like the amount of 49er fans that just took over that stadium. So I guess I want to just ask you about the state of the team, the state of the fan base, because that is something that never would have happened in the old Giant Stadium.
No. Listen, I don't think in my lifetime as a sports writer here, and maybe even as a fan, I don't think I can recall a time, which just take football just by itself, that both teams have been this far down into a black hole at the same time for as long as they've been. I mean, It's just been the Jets haven't been to a playoff, having a playoff season since 2010. We were talking about 16 years. They haven't even gotten to a playoff game. The Giants have been to one in the last, since their last Super Bowl in 17 season. So and then they got that was the famous Odell on the Beebs' boat down in Florida on the players' day off during playoff week when they went out to Green Bay and got absolutely freaking boat raced.
Yeah.
So listen, I don't. The fan base here is and you saw it. The product of all the red and gold out at Giant Stadium or MetLife Stadium yesterday was a product of the 49er fans traveling well, and maybe just the fact that we have a lot of 49ers fans around here. I mean, there's a lot of in this day and age now, certainly with with the TV situation where you're going to watch, it's much less. I think that's a big deal now. If you think about everything being on TV now and having the ticket and all that kind of stuff. That breeds a lot of fans from other teams in other areas. Whereas, in the Lawrence Taylor days, the only thing you got on television around here, if you lived in the New York metropolitan area, was Jets and Giants. That was it.
That's right.
Then like a doubleheader game on CBS or NBC back in those days. So, but really, the crux of this is just how bad the team is, both teams. And like the Giants have got the Packers coming in a couple of weeks. You think the place is going to be – there's going to be cheeseheads all over the place in that place.
Crazy. Yeah.
In 2-3 weeks. So I tell you what, it is just, that Niner – Wandell Robinson was a little diminutive receiver of the Giants. He said he'd never seen anything like it when I was talking to him after the game with a few other writers. And he said, like, I've never been in a situation at a home game where the opposing fans like caused like a couple of false starts.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Which is just stunning,
Yeah.
So it's a product mostly of the fact that the team, the Giants are so bad. And I mean, because the Niners, let's be honest with you, the Niners are not exactly a national team,
No.
Dallas, we're used to the Cowboys and the Eagles fans trying to make their way in here because everybody's a Dallas Cowboy fan and but not, and the Packers, everybody loves the Packers with the cheeseheads and all that kind of stuff. The Steelers fans travel pretty heartily, but the Niners fans, I mean, I don't know how many people that were in that stadium actually traveled from the West Coast and the Bay Area. I think it's just the Niners fans in the area. And the other thing is, in this day and age now, the season ticket holders can go right on the website where they get their tickets and just resell them.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a buddy of mine. One of my best friends down here at the shore. He's got Giant season tickets. I think he's gone to one game in 2 years. He just goes on the website and just clears them out.
So I would ask Tony, unless you want to jump in, I'm going to ask Mark another maybe one or two questions about the Giants and then a couple things on the Niners. Do you have anything right now, though, T? Because
Well, I just want to know: do the Giants fans and do the Giants Nation, I don't know what you call it, but like, do they believe in this Jackson Dart kid? Because I like what I've seen. So
I like Jackson Dart too. I like him. I think that's the future right there. That's
right.
He's the only thing that represents hope, Tony, right now.
Okay.
Full disclosure, I've been a huge supporter of their head coach, Brian Daboll. I've known him for years as an assistant coach with the Jets, Patriots, and I really thought he was going to do well here. Obviously, they went to the playoffs the first year with Daniel Jones, and it is just it's gone so south and so bad. I don't know, it's hard to defend, and right up until this year, it was always, hey, listen, we just haven't had a quarterback, because Daniel Jones. Well, that's hard to. I was going to say Daniel Jones is who he is, but now what he's done now, and
I know
that doesn't look so good for the Giants right now, right?
Yeah,
right.
But Sam Darnold, who the Jets, cleared out of here after some, terrible years, and now he might be the best quarterback in the league right now.
Great, he looks great.
But I think. I just lost my train of thought. You would ask me
if they had Scatterboo and Malik Neighbors healthy, that might be, their offense would be a much different. I think.
I agree.
Listen, I mean, here's the thing. I'm gonna take away from the Giants on this. Like, yes, they had a bunch of guys out. Scatterboo's out for the year. Their receiving core is extremely pedestrian, as you guys saw from watching it. They don't scare anybody. Wandell is their most consistent receiver, and he averages about 5.6 yards a catch, which doesn't hurt anybody.
No.
Everybody's talking about the guy. The Giants were missing 3/4 of their secondary yesterday. I mean, basically, Mac Jones. It was like a 9-on-7 drill in practice. It was ridiculous. But if we're going to talk about that, why are we not talking about the fact that Warner and Bosa are out for the Niners?
Right.
Those are two of the best players in the Niners. They're two of the best freaking players in the league.
Correct.
And the Niners are making do without those guys, right?
Right.
Not to mention that Jones is a backup quarterback who didn't get it done in New England. He's playing it better than most of the starters in the league right now.
Yeah.
So, good teams overcome this stuff, and good coaching overcomes this stuff.
There you go.
And, I don't know what to say. I really felt like Daboll was going to be safe here this year to move on to next year because Dart was his guy. He was the one that that was all him. That was all Daboll. He's absolutely smitten with the kid. You watch him in practice. He's literally he's like a smitten teenager. Like following the hot blonde around the schoolyard. I mean. It's actually, if I was taking some pictures at practice the other day, it was funny. He's walking up and down during warm-ups with him,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, right now, the Giants have got. They're I don't know what Daboll has to win. They're 2-7 right now. Does he have to win 6 games to stay? I don't know. 7? I don't know. Maybe it's already over. I know that John Mara, the Giants co-owner who makes these decisions, who's is battling cancer right now, which is much more important than any of the stuff that's going on in the field, and. He is a very, very, he detests blowing up regimes and starting all over again. So I think he's just been praying that the Giants at least stay relevant with the rookie quarterback. And as I wrote today, the Giants, yesterday was a big, I thought, swing game for the Giants to stay relevant. They could have got to 3-6. They go to Chicago, where I'm going with them this week. The Bears, although they did win and score 47 points.
Crazy.
Against the worst defense in the league. The Jets last week. I was out in Cincinnati for that. I saw that defense up close and personal.
Yeah.
But even so, they certainly would at least have a chance to beat the Bears. And then you kind of keep relevancy. John Mara has always wanted to keep the team relevant in December, where they at least have a puncher's chance for a playoff. And right now, this is the third year in a row they're 2-7. They've been 2-7 or worse. 7 out of the last 9 years. Oof. And it's just unacceptable to the Giant fan. They're flying planes over the stadium again yesterday. Mr. Mara, a clean house, that kind of stuff. Right. I mean, it's ugly. I mean, it really, really is. It's an ugly state. And the Niners, walked into a great spot yesterday because, this team is kind of a dead team walking right now. Their defense is awful. I think poorly coached. And but back to I swayed from the Dart thing, and I apologize.
No,
Dart is hope. There isn't anything this guy does that you don't look at and go, this guy's going to be something. I mean, he just has it. I sat in that interview room yesterday. I stood in that interview room yesterday and listened to him, the way he conducted himself, and he was sick to his stomach. He hates losing, you can tell.
Yeah.
And as everybody does, I get it. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he was the last guy to that locker room. This was an hour after the guys were out of the locker room, and he came kind of trudging into the interview room. But he just answered the questions, because he knows the state of the franchise. He knows that, Dayball is tied to him. He had a pretty good question from a colleague of mine that basically said, do you feel any pressure, to try to save Dayball's job? Because obviously they're tight, they're attached at the hip right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And, that's a question a 22-year-old, normally can't answer with very great eloquency. And Dart said, listen, I understand the question. And he's like, I just choose not to think that way.
Yeah.
I got to take this opportunity and make the best of it right now. And, it's just, if you go back and listen, it was just a really, really mature answer to, from a guy who, I mean, I always think of these athletes when they're handling themselves with such poise, what I was doing at 22, smoking a lot of ganj, wasn't doing much work, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right. I do know what you mean. Yes, yes.
You guys are doing the same goddamn thing I was. So.
I had the same blueprint, I had the same script. Yes.
So I'm always eternally amazed when I see these, some of these young athletes with the poise they have, in their situation. And that came to me yesterday when I listened to Dart talk.
Well, and Mark, real quick, just to follow up and Paulie then take it is Niners Giants have such a storied past and rivalry. And so to this kid, Dart seems like a very likable kid, his personality, like you're talking about. And so it's weird to be like a fan of a Giants quarterback, maybe for the first time in my life.
It's the first time in my life too, T. That's it, because it wasn't Hostetler or it wasn't Sims. This kid I like. I do like this kid. I feel the same.
Gotta love Sims. Sims is the best, though. I love Sims is awesome.
Phil Sims is the best. We have some good
kicked you guys' ass, so that's why.
Yeah. Totally,
well,
totally.
Yeah.
Oh, I got two words. My favorite kicker of all time, Matt Barr.
Oh, dude, don't get me going on this 15, now. Don't get me going.
13, baby. Listen, I'm not even a Giant fan. Wasn't a fan when I was a kid, but I was kind of in my early sports writing days back then. And I'll never forget, Bill Parcells said that was the greatest clutch kicking performance he had ever seen in his life. And I'll
tell you this,
I'm going to bring you guys down.
No, but I give credit where credit is due. And I will say this. Yeah, Matt Barr with the 5 field goals in that NFC title game. But you know what else, man? Bill Parcells, now that I look back on it with a little bit of I have a degree of maturity under me after all these years, I can say that I think Bill Parcells, if you remember, it was in the fourth quarter, he dialed up a freaking fake punt that worked beautifully. I mean, me, George Seifert, the Niners, nobody saw that coming. That allowed the Giants to get a huge first down and continue that drive that they were on. So anyway, I also throw the coaching on Parcells in the equation for that win because he had a lot to do with that. Yeah,
he is not to get to draw into that, but just one thing for me, he's always been my favorite coach I've ever covered. A difficult coach to cover, obviously, because he didn't take any crap from anybody. But that guy, and I've been doing this for a long time, I've never seen in any sport a better button pusher than that guy. Whether it came down to going for that fake punt or just pushing players' buttons, all that kind of stuff. I've never seen anybody like that before that was that adept at it. And I've, and just with an amazing perspective. But yeah, those were great football days, though. Oh my God,
the best. I mean, those games like Niners, Giants, those 90s matchups, the 80s matchups. It was fantastic. You're right. It was as good as football gets. All right, Mark. Last thing, I didn't even think I was going to go down this road today, but since we're talking Parcells, I would love to, and I will let you go right after this, but what is Tony and I have talked about this on the show, and we have no idea how to process this or what to make of this. How does Mark Cannizzaro look at Bill Belichick present day? And I'm not even kidding. I don't know what to make of this. I'm like, how is that the same guy that was, because he was part of that game too. Like he was a defensive coordinator. Yeah, totally. Played a huge role in the Parcells Giants teams. And I think about that guy. I think about the Patriots guy. And now I see him on the girl with the boots up to her knees. And I'm like, what in the hell is going? So Marky, help us out with this, dude. What makes sense of that for us? Because I have no idea how to comment on that. The whole thing.
It's funny you bring him up because, with Dayball's job in such peril right now. And, somebody, I think it was listening to morning talk radio, I think this morning, a couple of my guys, Boomer Esiason and Gio, who I listen to in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And somebody brought up Belichick, and a few years ago, the Giants would have begged to have Belichick come in, right? With the guys they kept bringing in as head coaches.
Yeah.
And like now, it's a completely different vibe. Like, do they want to bring this guy in with the 23-year-old girlfriend that's now seemingly controlling his life? I mean,
it's insane. It's the most unlikely transformation. I mean, there's no way I could have ever predicted this. And I see the picture. Tony showed a picture of Belichick on the beach. He's balancing the girl on his feet like the Air Jordan. I'm like, that's Belichick? Are you kidding me? Like, so anyway, I mean, what is it? Would there be any legs to that? Like him going back to New York would be great for the Giants. Yeah. I guess. I
don't know. I just don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. Listen, the he's a brilliant football mind, and that's never going to change. But let's be honest with you. His last few years in New England were pretty bad. As soon as he lost Brady, what happened there? They finally now, they've rebounded. I was thinking about it today. Because I saw something with Bob Kraft on social media, with Kenny Chesney or something. He's a stargazer, this guy. But anyway, here, and I'm thinking, the Jets owner, Woody Johnson, has never had a winning moment here. I just kind of slipped away from that. I'll get back to that in a sec. The Jets owner, Woody Johnson, have not had no winning moments. And all the while has had to watch, the Belichick dominate on that side. And then now the Patriots are down. The Jets couldn't take advantage. And now they're on the rise again. They're one of the better teams in the league now because they've got the coach and so the quarterback, obviously bringing May in and stuff like that with Vrabel. But I don't think Belichick was ever going to fix New England, the way it's become fixed after Brady left. And listen, I'm not going to judge him for what's going on right now on the football field in North Carolina. He brought in like 60 new players, in 3 days or something like that to fill the roster.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm also not I'm not a college football aficionado. And North Carolina, oh, by the way, has never been that good at football anyway. So, what the question to me is at his age and with the way things are going, is he really going to stick that out for as long as I mean, that's a commitment, and, he got some flack for going during the bye week. He went up to Nantucket to his place up there and chilled out. And the team isn't doing so well. That's just not a good look. I'm sorry, it's not. No. It's in season. Go to Nantucket in the summertime. You know what I mean?
Right.
And listen, I feel like kind of an asshole judging that way, but it's just kind of, it's just. Listen, I don't think it would work in New York again. I think we're past that. I mean, I really do. I think we're in an age now when and if the Giants have to make a move, they got to bring, maybe potentially an established head coach in, maybe a real young offensive guru, like the Bears are brought in, for example. They have to do something that way. The game is getting younger. You can't bring a 70-something dude. And look listen, I love Pete Carroll to death. What's going on in Vegas?
It's hard to watch, man.
Yes. Yeah. And how long is he going to stick that out? I mean, it's just, listen, I'm not trying to be an ageist. I'm, I still think I'm 22, but I'm not, but, and I still try to do stuff I used to do when I was 22, and it doesn't work out so well.
No.
But, listen, all of pro sports are young person's league, and that's the way the NFL is more than anything.
Well, listen, man, Marky, we just love having you on talking Belichick, Bruce, Giants, Jets, not whatever, dude. It could be any topic. We love talking to you, man. And I'm glad I got a peek at the inside of the lair down at the shore, man. I got right now, dude. I'm the one with the FOMO. I wish I was at the Jersey Shore.
Let me bring it back out now.
Yeah.
Where's the Atlantic Ocean? All right.
I can almost Tony, I can almost hear Nebraska in my head right now when I see that. I can almost hear like Johnny 99. But Mark, you enjoy the shore, and we'll definitely connect again soon, bro. We appreciate the time, and keep up the great work, Mark. Thanks so much, man.
Anytime, man. Call me anytime. I love chatting with you guys.
Thank you, Mark. Mark Cannizzaro, everybody. New York Post. Please do read him online at your leisure. Tony, I'm going to go ahead and say with the PMP Awards coming up at the end of the year, we got our big banquet, another gala, if I may. I can't help but think Mark Cannizzaro wins maybe friend of the program of the year or something like that, because he gets it and he gets what we're doing, and he's also got all the insights you can stuff in a paper sack. Like, he's as good as he gets. He's the best of the best, and he's also one of the best guys.
Well, to talk music and sports, which is that's our jam. If we had to like literally describe our show in a nutshell, music and sports are the two main threads. He is a go-to for both, not just sports. He's a go-to for music as well. So I love how much Springsteen and music we talked with him, and I love talking football with him, of course.
He's not messing around when it comes to Bruce. Like, he's not messing around, but he sees gigs all the time, dude. He went to the Who, he went to Fontaine's DC. Like, he's into new stuff, old stuff. He's just a music head. I told you last time we had him on, when we had the Super Bowl in Miami, he went off on his own to see Guns N' Roses because he wanted to see Slash play guitar. And he called me that night. He was like, Paulie, I had no idea Slash was that much of a monster. I'm like, yeah. Slash he's up there with the greats. I mean, he really is. But anyway, that's Cannizzaro. Like, he'll check anything out musically, and I love that about him.
Does Slash still have, is it Slash's Snake Pit still? Is it still that band, the Snake Pit, or is it something different now?
Well, I'm talking about a Guns N' Roses gig.
No, it was a GNR gig. Okay, it wasn't his own band.
No, it was a GNR gig.
Too.
Yeah.
Okay, because he does his own band too, which is fantastic. If you ever get a chance to see Slash's,
we saw him at the Fillmore, like a 20-minute Rocket Queen, dude, with the wah-wah pedal. It was nuts.
Oh, it was incredible. That was an incredible moment, dude. And also, I could listen to Mark talk about Springsteen for a long time, for hours, because he knows. And I love the story about his wife, like, getting it. That moment is a precious moment.
It's hard not to. I mean, anybody like the uninitiated, like I would bet you, like, take a guy like Rod Brooks, who I don't think has ever seen Bruce. He probably thinks exactly what we were talking about. Yeah, glory days. I don't think I need that. But then when you go to the gig, you're like, oh, okay, I got it. Because it's a whole different thing when that band is set up in front of you and just crushing it for 3 hours. It's a,
but it's like it's like a preacher. Or like I don't even know.
Yeah, rock and roll preacher, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. And then the band, like, if you've ever been to Glide Church in San Francisco, it's like kind of like how Cecil Williams used to be with the Glide Ensemble and the Glide Choir. And by the way, I highly recommend checking out a service at Glide Church if you ever get a chance.
I agree. I agree with Tony. Yeah.
Oh, the energy inside that room and the vibes and the music that comes from that.
I don't know if you remember this, Tony. You and me brought my boys to Glide once, like early days. Like, you and I and my two little kids went to Glide. It was really, really cool. I agree. And by the way, you know who else is a Glide regular every time they come to town is Bono from U2. He goes to Glide every time he comes to town. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and it's the music is fantastic, and the energy, and it's, you know, they're all about love and acceptance and inclusion, not exclusion.
You know who else is all about love, inclusion, and acceptance? Do you know?
Yeah, Neil Donardi.
See, that's why Tony and I. He reads my mind, and it was on a tee. And you're damn right. Neil Donardi is about inclusion and acceptance, 100%. So is Longbridge Pizza. Listen to me, Longbridge Pizza. Now we're talking. Now here's the only thing: they are closed on Wednesday. God himself, dude. God himself. What did I say?
They're closed on Mondays. You said Wednesday. You said Wednesday. They're closed on Mondays.
I don't even know why I would say something like that. And thank God you're keeping tabs on me, because in my mind I said Monday. I don't know why I would say Wednesday. Once again, shout out, I don't know, could be 7-10-89. That might be what did it to me. Who knows? Could have been 3-30-90. Okay. Could have been 9-25-91. I don't know. It could have been any number of those nights. That would cause me to say Wednesday. Yeah.
On Mondays, you're going to get like a John Candy character outside saying, sorry, folks, park's closed. Right. So, so you're going to get,
sorry, folks. Think he holds a hand up. Park closed. Sorry, folks. Dude, he's all,
the moose outside should have told you. Yeah.
How about when I'm on a pilgrimage to see a moose? How about when Chevy Chase just punches the moose right in the snout, dude, right in the freaking snout? We're gonna have so much effing fun. You'll be singing Zippity Doodah out of your A's. Okay. Anyway, they are closed on Monday. Is a long roundabout way of saying that. God said, Tony, even God himself or herself, whatever.
Pause. Dude, a new member of the chat, effing 901, says, luckily, I have leftover Longbridge in my fridge. Effing 901, nicely done. I don't know if you're male or female. It doesn't matter. I just appreciate that you have leftover Longbridge pizza in your fridge, and you're going to enjoy it tonight, maybe for Monday Night Football. And by the way, do not microwave it. Put it in your toaster oven or put it in your oven. Maybe if you even have a pizza stone, put it on a pizza stone. Well, Paulie, you cannot microwave leftover pizza.
No, God, no. If you microwave,
Wow.
you can, what?
You'd be unfortunately, Paulie, you'd be surprised how many people do.
I'll tell you the truth. I'm not even. This is not an embellishment. This is a fact. If Tony said, "Hey, Paulie, I got 2 slices of Longbridge. The only problem is my oven's broken. We can nuke them." I would say, "Nope, I'm going to eat them cold." I'd prefer to eat them cold than nuke it. Nuke it. You might as well just throw it away. Just throw the pizza away if you're going to nuke it. Don't even bother. Yeah. But anyway, let Neil Zanardi have a day off today. He's got to rest on the 7th day, and that is today. So he'll be back open for business tomorrow. And get on down to 2347 3rd Street. You'll see why we rave about the laid-back vibe, about the serious pizza, about Neil Zanardi just repping South City like nobody's business. And then there's like the whole family down there, man, whether it's Andre, Steven, Andrew, like everybody involved with that place is just a stand-up quality human being. And then Tony, the food. Yep. The primary reason you want to get down there in the first place is the great food that they have. They can accommodate groups in the back. Like we had our party there last week. It was a week ago, last Monday. I wish we had another one tonight. That was so much fun. Wow. But Neil can accommodate groups, obviously, as demonstrated last week. We talk about the sandwiches on Wednesdays, the chopped cheese, the Vinny's Gabagool, my personal favorite, the chicken parm. It's all there. You know what? Next time, Tony, Mark Cannizzaro comes to the Bay, we got to take him to Longbridge.
Yes.
And let Neil dazzle him and be like, hey, Mark, or hey, Neil, this is Mark Cannizzaro, New York City sports writer, New York Post, eats New York pizza all the time. Dazzle him. Dazzle him. Go to work and let Neil just start doing his thing, because you can win Mark over. I'm telling you, we get the pizza's that good at Longbridge that he would. I would be proud to have Neil serve Mark Cannizzaro some pizza on his next visit, and we'll do that. Tony, what are we looking at here? Walk me through the food porn, because I love looking at pizza, even if I don't have any.
This is the making of the Sophia pie.
That looks really, really good.
Yep.
Man.
Named after his own daughter, Neil's daughter, Sophia Denardi. So it's just, it goes from start to finish. And Steven does all the social media for them. Also, you got Gabino, front of house, and Andre, front of house inside Longbridge. It's the food, it's the beer, it's the people and the vibe all together, all wrapped up in one. And by the way, if you're going to Dub's Sons tomorrow night at Chase Center, go to Longbridge for a beer and a pizza beforehand. Get to Longbridge. It's 3 blocks south of Chase Center. If you're coming from the peninsula, don't drive. Take the Caltrain, get off at 22nd Street, 7-minute walk from the train station to the front door.
It's a nice walk. It really is. It's a nice walk. There's nothing wrong with that walk.
Right through the dog patch, neighborhood. And that area is just got an energy about it right now. It's kind of like a North Beach vibe too, where the energy's out on the streets. Like you're walking the streets and the energy's flowing. So we couldn't love Longbridge enough. We can't thank Neil and Andrew and everybody there for the partnership. And they approached us. They're our first sponsor. They'll always go down as the first sponsor of the show. And we love those guys. And yeah, that's the Sophia pizza. Just enjoy the pizza corn.
And thank you, Neil. Thank you, Longbridge Pizza. It's as good as it gets in San Francisco. Trust me, I would not steer you wrong when it comes to pizza, because essentially, Tony, our reps are on the line too. It's like we're vouching for Neil, but it's like, okay, Paulie said this is good. It better be good. You know what I mean? But that's how confident I am. I know my pizza. It's one of the few things in the world I'm actually confident and fluent in speaking to, and I am very, very confident you guys will love the pizza at Longbridge. So go find out for yourself if you haven't already. What were you gonna say, T?
A couple things. I'm having Longbridge for lunch on Wednesday. I'll be there Wednesday. And
now you're giving me FOMO again. I'm starting to get pissed off. I'm starting to get pissed and sad at the same time. I can't attend this. What did you just do? Give me one.
Sorry. I said sorry. You know,
I can't attend, but I got FOMO again. You'll be eating Longbridge, and I'll be in another part of the city doing something completely different. But enjoy your Wednesday pizza.
And also, Noemi on the chat said, "How about people go to Longbridge before your gig on Saturday night? Because Brisbane is just south of Longbridge Pizza, which is in the Dog Patch neighborhood of San Francisco, which is, like I said just a few minutes ago, that it's a great neighborhood that's got a great energy about it."
Okay, Tony, final thoughts here.
Sorry, Paulie. I just want to remind people, longbridgepizza.com. go to the website,
Yeah.
check out the menu, check out all the options, order online, longbridgepizza.com. That is the preferred way to order your pizza pie and anything else. There's sandwiches too. Tuesday, tomorrow is the smack stack chopped cheese. Wednesday, the chicken parm and the gabagools. And then Thursday is the Detroit style square pies.
I saw a funny joke on Twitter on Halloween, Tony. It was it said, is what it said. It was a picture of one of those plastic pumpkins. And instead of, candies and treats and stuff in there, it was a stack of gabagool, just slices of gabagool stacked up. And on the front, on the top, the headline said, Halloween in New Jersey. Kids take one slice only, and it was just like deli meat stacked up. Yeah, welcome to Halloween in New Jersey with the gabagool. Anyway,
by the way, speaking of Halloween, Paulie, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but just it's a thing now where people give out full size bars, dude. Like
I'm hearing more and more about this. I'm here now. I got to before you go down this road, I got to tell you that up at the Paulie Mac residence, I was kind of sad. Not one person rang our bell, bro. Now, granted, to get to our house, you have to walk up like a monster hill. That's a tough hill to walk up for a little kid because we're up at the top of this hill. I'll use that as an excuse, but in the process, I was stuck with all this Halloween candy. So I kept, and by the way, I'm eating it all weekend. I'm watching a Dodger game. I'm eating candy. And then I left the bowl out because I had Marcucci up yesterday. We had a band practice and I left it on the table, but they wouldn't eat it. The other musicians wouldn't eat it. I'm like, you guys eat some of this so I don't have to. They wouldn't touch it. So now that means tonight, Monday Night Football, I'll be eating more Halloween candy again. So
and
anyway.
What are we talking? We talking 100 grands, Twix?
It was like an assortment bag. It was like, dude, it was like Rolos, Reese's Pieces. Yeah, it was a good little combo because they got combo bags now. Rolos, Reese's Pieces. These
I like how you said Reese's Pieces. That's awesome, dude.
Pieces. I don't know. You listen. Monday, Wednesday. I don't know what's going on right now. Pieces. Is that wrong? Like
I've always had this. I've had this conversation with my sisters. I've had the conversation.
Reese's Pieces. You're right. I did say pieces. There's no such word as pieces. I shouldn't be saying that. There's no such word in the English language of a piecey. Yeah, I shouldn't say that.
It rhymes with Reese's. That's
probably why I'm saying it. Yeah, yeah.
But when consuming a Rolo, do you chomp it or do you let it melt in your mouth? Very big decision here. I'm very curious.
No, I'm gonna probably do a little chewing in there. I'm gonna probably get some chewing involved. Yeah, I don't have the patience for a melt. I don't have a meltdown patience. I got to start working it immediately. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I let it melt. Just FYI.
Well, you're a very patient kind of.
I like to savor the chocolatey essence before it dissolves into the caramel.
See, I'm the exact opposite. I'm going at a very high paced, up tempo kind of candy game because I'm going like, dude, the sooner I whack this one down, I can shove another one in my mouth. You know what I mean? It's like an up tempo. I'm like the Los Angeles Lakers Showtime era of eating candy. I'm doing no looks. I'm chewing. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it all. Yeah.
I did not know we're going to be talking Rolos today, but do you ever whack like 3 or 4 or 5 Rolos at a time?
No, but I do 2 at a time. I do 2 at a time. Yeah, I think it requires that. It's too small. It's like, you know what? If I'm going in, let's double up. Let's twice as much fun. How did you do with trick-or-treaters at your house? Did anybody ring your doorbell?
We were gone the whole night. We were in Redwood City at our friend's house, the Sullivan. Shout out Andrew, Christina Sullivan. Great Halloween party. And the kids all, there's a ton of kids and they live in this grid. So it's like that house was the hub and there were a bunch of families there. So we hung out there. I was drinking a pumpkin infused Moscow Mule.
Oh, that sounds like big trouble on the way out later.
It was fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I think the woman's name was Brooke who made it.
Anyway, very fancy with his cocktails. He's becoming like a fancy pants, which betrays his tough street exterior. Like, even in the song, the One Glove song, he's from the streets. It's like Tony is a product of these streets. But then when he's drinking, he's like, yeah, I'll take some a walnut infused nutmeg martini, please. Like the cocktails this kid orders would give you pause.
First of all, the first thing, my point about the Halloween candy is my kids, they basically came back from trick-or-treating with full-sized candy bars.
Right, we forgot to get into that. Yeah.
What is going on here? What about just the bite-sized trick-or-treat size? We're giving away full-size candy bars now,
which is also like going to jack up your costs. Like your overhead is going to skyrocket if you're buying full-size bar. Yeah, give me 50 Hershey bars, please. I mean, like that's it. Now you're talking about a significant purchase. Yeah.
And Marky Grave, I see you on the chat, dude. Whatchamacallit all day. I love whatchamacallit bars. And again, great name for it too. And then Paulie, you know what I had for the first time ever yesterday? And I got to give credit to my friend Stephanie Anderson. She made it for me. And Megan has made these before too. Espresso martini. Have you ever had an espresso martini before, dude?
I haven't, but I'll tell you the truth. I'm no fancy pants cocktail guy, but even I would try one of those. Anytime you're involving coffee with alcohol, like I'm interested. That sounds like something I want to explore. Yeah.
Major tip of the cap to the espresso martini world. And
tell me honestly, real quick, if you don't mind, how is it made? Like, tell me about the portions and the ratio and stuff.
I didn't watch it being made. All I know is I was served this frothy cocoa martini goodness with like coffee beans in the middle of it, and it was like, this is just
sounds like something I would want to drink. Yeah. And by the way, Arkansas Dave says, how can Creative Tony be from the streets and be such a fancy pants cocktail guy? Good question. And then also I want to say, no, it's a fascinating contradiction with the external, with the rugged exterior of a Creative Tony, but the very, very upper crust Pacific Heights only kind of cocktail menu this kid orders off. It's true. It's consistent. He's a fancy pants cocktail guy. Karen Bell also said, I just want to shout this out before I forget. I made a note of this. Karen Bell said, Mark Cannizzaro is charming. I agree. And it's about time the ladies at PMP start to see the full like attraction of a Cannizzaro. You know what I mean? It's the work. It's the lifestyle. This is a guy with multiple homes. He lives in the city. He lives at the shore. I did get a little bit of a twinge, though, when I saw him at the shore. I'm like, oh, that would be nice. You would love the Jersey Shore, Tony. There are parts of the shore. It's not like the stupid MTV show. There are some really beautiful areas, like trust me, that you would love. You would be like, holy smokes, I had no idea. One day I'll get you back there, buddy.
And I want to also, my friend Bob Wentz here in town. His family owns a tree farm in near the Jersey Shore, Christmas tree farm. So they're about to just go into business. And also, Paulie, I got to give props to the chat. Steve Bisecchio saying he made a bullet rye coffee with fresh whipped cream last night in celebration of the Niners win. The Nutter saying Joe's of Westlake, which we love. I grew up going to Joe's of Westlake.
You know who else was going to Joe's of Westlake really quick? Just throw that out there. Tim effing Lincecum.
Yes.
Tim Lincecum was at Joe's very recently. Dude, he's starting to surface again. I'm very happy. And when I saw that he was at original Joe's, I'm like, see, Timmy is so authentic. Like he's not at some trendy kind of foo-foo place. He's like, take me to Westlake Joe's. That's where I make my scene. Anyway, so Timmy is in accordance with everything you're saying, Tony.
I was looking for that. What I sent you the picture of Timmy Lincecum.
It's a great picture. He looks great. He grew the hair back out. He looks great. I can't tell you how much I love that kid. I could do a whole show on him. Maybe we should. Sometime.
And I've known the owner of Joe's for since high school, the Dugan family, and so I sent it to John saying, "Now this is what I'm talking about." Timmy coming into Joe's for a little hang and a little. He knows what's up. He knows the spot to go, man. I was really excited to see that Timmy chose original Joe's of Westlake, and I'm sure they make a great espresso martini because that's what the Nutter was bringing up. And by the way, I think I hope that the opening of the Sharp Park Tavern or Tap Room. Remember on Friday we talked about the Sharp Park Tap Room was having their grand opening on Saturday?
Yes, and they should probably sponsor the PMP show too while you're at it. You guys, if you got your people listening in, we'd love to have you, and we'll get the word out for you. But go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say I hope it went well, and I assume it did because anything that goes down in Pacifica we're usually fans of, dude. Because that's just one of the greatest, and it used to be the best kept secret. And it's no longer the best kept secret.
Well, it's not only that, Tony, but I'm going to say I have a hard time with people. And there are a lot of these kinds of people out there that I've met where I'll be like, dude, Pacific is so cool. I love hanging out down there. And then some people are like, oh, really? I don't like Pacifica. It's too foggy. It's too cold. It's too this. It's too that. I'm like, I disagree with everything you're saying because I love it. I love how there are kind of hills. You can hike. You got the beach. You got the bars. I'm a Pacifica head like Tony. I love Timmy right there, bro. Look at him.
There it is, dude. There's Timmy at original Joe's of Westlake. It's just the best. And I'm wondering if he went there when he was a player and just kept it totally stellar and totally under wraps because there are little nooks of that restaurant where you could go in and not get noticed and enjoy a meal in the corner, maybe in the Cascade room.
Yeah, nice. Is that the little bar area, Tony? The Cascade?
No, when you walk in, it's the room to the right. And before they remodeled it, that room had no windows, and it was like, oh, this is where deals go down. This is
Yeah.
where things go
Yeah.
down.
Well, I hope Timmy knows how much we all love him, man. I think he does. I think Timmy knows. I just think that I could be wrong, but this is my kind of feeling about him present day. I think that given what he's gone through in his life and all that, he has not had an easy time post baseball. I'm not going to get into it, but you can look it up and read about it if you want to. And I think that he is a guy, Tony, who just does not like being the center of attention. Like, it makes him uncomfortable. It's like Kurt Cobain. I get that. Like, there are some people that are incredibly talented at what they
like
do.
Joe Montana doesn't like being the center of attention at all.
And I kind of dig that, actually. I respect that. I respect that a lot. People that don't need to be, hey, look at me, everybody. If Timmy wanted to, though, like, at some point, we're going to have a Lincecum Day at Oracle Park. Sons of Johnny Lee's been talking about that for a long time now. And I'll be front row and center. I'll be right there with a Lincecum shirt on, waving a Lincecum flag. But until he decides like he's cool with that, we just got to wait for him to be cool with it, or whenever he wants to come back. Because anytime he sets foot in that yard, the place will explode.
Go bonkers. I mean, dude, I went back and watched some of that World Series game against the Rangers, the Bumgarner 4-0 win on Halloween, because again,
I love when you talk about this. Yeah, go ahead. Let's get into it. Yeah.
I was just looking at the lineup. I'm like, man, look at this. Juan Uribe, Freddie Sanchez, Aubrey Huff. Like, you forget about the different characters on that team.
They had a lot of personality, that team. That was probably the last. That was like those giant teams are like the last, in my mind, of that era before like the computer geeks came in, the Farhans, the Kaplers, like the whole thing started to feel different. But you're right. That 2010 team, dude, walking into that clubhouse, it was a madhouse in there. Yes. It was crazy in there.
Yes. And by the way, just because we talked about this earlier in the show, and we're going to just mention it again as we close the show, Yamamoto is not the GOAT, Dave Roberts.
Oh, okay? Did he call him that? I didn't hear Robert.
Dude, he introduced him as the GOAT in the post.
I turned it off. Dude. I stopped watching. I didn't want to watch the post game. As soon as that last out was recorded, I was gone.
One more time. Let's review the stats again. Bumgarner 2014 World Series, 21 innings pitched. Yamamoto 2025 World Series, 17 2/3. Big difference. How about the ERA? Bumgarner 0.43. Yamamoto 1.02. How about the walk to strikeouts? 21.6 to 20. Okay. How about the opponent's batting average? Bumgarner's opponents batted 125, Yamamoto's 164. Both guys dominated, but you can't say that Yamamoto's the GOAT. You gotta tip the cap to Bumgarner and just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
I do too. That's that people can't help but make that kind of comparison. I get it. I would say this, like the only thing I read all the numbers you just read off there, Tony. I think the only thing I recall where Yamamoto had an edge was wins. Bumgarner had 2 wins and Yamamoto had 3. Okay, I'll give you the wins. But in every other meaningful category, Bumgarner surpassed him. And I don't even think it's smart I don't think you have to compare. I know what I saw. I saw Bumgarner. It was the best postseason pitching I've ever seen. Yep. A lot of people feel the same way. Now, I don't want to throw shade at Yamamoto. He didn't do anything wrong. That guy pitched his balls off. And without him, he was and I think he was the right MVP because he was the only guy Toronto couldn't hit. Yep. He was the only guy that gave Toronto that kind of problems in the batter's box. Everybody else they got to. They got to Snell. They got to all of them, dude, at one time. Glass now. On and on it goes. But Yamamoto, they couldn't touch. So respect.
Did you see the garbage video with Glasnow and Snell about we've been chasing this, And
I don't want to see it. I can't stand. I don't want to watch that. And I have fun now after this World Series. I got a problem with Snell. Now I got a big problem with this guy. The bags.
And
then I think one of those two guys said something like, "Hey, if you can't beat them, join them." Really?
That's what I'm talking about.
You.
They both did it to each other and to the reporter. And Paulie, did you see the tender moment of Bo Bichette approaching Don Mattingly in the dugout after the game and giving him a big hug?
I didn't. I honestly, Tony, I did not watch any post game. When that last out was recorded, I was gone. I didn't see any of that.
Don Mattingly sitting in the dugout, just kind of looking out at what's going on in front of him. And the dugout was empty except for Mattingly. And Bo Bichette comes back out and hugs Mattingly and walks him out of the dugout into the clubhouse. It was like, what a moment, man. And that made me really, really I already liked Bichette, and also that guy battled his ass off with like a partially jacked up knee. I don't even know what is wrong with his knee, but he battled his ass off for his team. He couldn't run. If you watch him down the base paths, he could not run, but he played for his team and he had a good series too, dude.
I thought that the Blue Jays were a very, very likable team. Like they were just easy to, easy to root for. And I find the Dodgers to be the exact opposite of that.
Another
Like
complaint-
they are so objectionable. Like on every, I really do. I hate this Dodger team more than any Dodger team I've hated since I was a little kid during the Garvey years. I mean, that I hated them too. But this team, it offends me on every level. I can't stand the freaking sight of them.
I mean, I got to tip my cap to them. If at the end of the day, and I got to tip my cap to, like you said, Yamamoto and Will Smith and Miguel Rojas.
They were great. They had,
Muncy, dude, the bomb that Muncy hit off you, Savage.
I hate Muncy so much. I can't tell you how much I hate that fat bastard. I can't stand him. Sorry, I'm just being real. I can't stand with the whole thing. The whole thing. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch, man. But it just, I mean, really, I hate to sound like I don't know, cheesy or hokey, but like it just wasn't meant to be, dude. It was not meant to be. The ball getting wedged under the in the fence. Did you see, by the way, for Game 7, they put a buffer at the bottom of the fence. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did not notice that. No.
Yeah, there was a ball in the gap, and then I zoomed in. I paused it. I zoomed in, and I go, "Look at that! They added a little something below the. Because they better have, because that. Well, who knows what would have happened in the game? But that was a huge play, because one run would have scored, if not two, on that play. And then who knows? The pitcher's rattled, and everything. The wheels might have fallen off. Who knows? It's
yeah.
And wow. I could go on.
I know, and it's upsetting. Anyway, hopefully next year there'll be a different team in October. Anybody but the Dodgers. I can't have three. Two's bad enough, Tony. I can't have three. I can't have it.
Was it Barger? I think it was Barger who got doubled off at second base to end Game 6.
Brutal. And that's the worst. Actually, Derek Jeter said that after the game. He was like, the one thing. If you're a base runner, you're on second base. He's like, I will give you zero amount of wiggle room on. You should never, ever, 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 ever get picked off / thrown out on the two bag if you're already out there in that situation. I'm with them. So that was the thing. Like the Blue Jays had their chances. It's not like, they had opportunities. They just couldn't close. But at the end of the day, they couldn't close.
That's what I mean. Wasn't meant to be. And also, hey, Kiner Falefa, the secondary lead, pal. Your secondary lead wasn't even a lead.
Their base running was a little sketchy. Yeah.
Off the bag, dude. And then also sliding feet first. Dude, you just get to the plate. It's a force play. Get to the plate. You're not avoiding a tag. You're not avoiding anything. Just get to the freaking plate, dude. It's the World Series. You may never get back there again.
Right.
I mean, I still can't believe it, man.
No, it's tough. It is. It was a hard thing to take, rooting for the Jays and watching all that stuff transpire. But I would say, final thing of the day, I would say, you know what, though, Tony, if you take a step back, I got to say that was my favorite World Series in a very, very long time. Like, I got sucked into that thing in an emotional way. Like, I was looking forward to the games every night. Most of the games were really good, with the exception of Game 1. I guess it was Game 1 when the Jays just blew them out. Had that big, the 9-run, 6-run fourth, whatever it was, when they just went off. But all the other games are really competitive, really compelling World Series, good for baseball. And I wish it was still going. I'm going to miss baseball. Yeah.
No question. And I got, just because I'm a glutton for punishment, Paulie, this is the play, the Kiner Falefa play at third base. Okay, look, the pitch is about to be delivered. Okay, can you see the pitcher on the mound? He's about to.
Yeah.
And look at where Kiner Falefa is on the bag. Look at that. And look at how far off third base Muncy is.
Right.
Rule of thumb, you are the same distance off the bag as the third baseman is off the bag. That is basically your guide, because then it gives you an equal. And look at the ball's being thrown right now, and he's not even moving. No secondary lead at all. I mean, are you seeing this?
I do. Like we said, that was an Achilles heel for them. Their base running left a lot to be desired, and not only in this instance, but in other ones too. Yeah,
it just blows my freaking mind that as a professional in the World Series, you are not just hungry to get to score that run, and you're trying to get every advantage. You've played baseball your entire life. How many times have you been in that moment and you don't capitalize?
Well, they were hungry. You're saying hungry, Tony. Great hungry. Shout out Hungry Heart by Springsteen. Also, I'm going to shout out Hungry Hippos, Tony. Hungry Hippos.
Oh,
I
dude.
played it. Yeah.
Chomp.
Yeah.
Chomp.
Yeah. Kids
Chomp.
still respond to Hungry Hippo. I'm telling you, you bring that board game out today, kids
Yep.
respond favorably to Hungry Hippo.
Hungry like the wolf, of course. And
Yes.
Paulie, I'm
Shout out
hungry.
David. Now I'm coming. Sorry, real quick before I lose this one. Shout out to the very obscure David Bowie vampire film, Tony, The Hunger. Okay. The freaking Hunger. Yeah. Him and Sarandon, him and Susan Sarandon drinking blood. Go look into it. Yeah.
Paulie, okay, then you've got Temple the Dog with Hunger Strike.
Sure.
And then you've also got Twisted Sister's phenomenal album, Stay Hungry.
D. Snyder eating the bone, which looks almost like a human bone. I don't know. I'm just throwing that on the table. It's like a femur or something like that.
Again, here we go.
Stevie B, Hungry Eyes, dude. Hungry Eyes. Who was that, man? Who sings Hungry Eyes?
Oh gosh darn it. I was trying
That's
to get
okay. I got the painted nail. Nah, I'm fine like that. We get the point. I see him. I see the mascara. He's ready. That's D. Snyder. Sure.
Paulie, on the way out though, let me get rid of D, by the way.
I hate that you'll get rid of D. I prefer if you don't. I wish you'd leave him there if you're asking me.
Okay.
Yeah. No, stay hungry, man. Thank you, Rex. No, no.
Real quick.
Oh, yeah. It's business time.
Okay. And then as on the way out, there's some supers that happened during and after Marky Mark Cannizzaro. So I want to get to the supers. Candlestick Kid, love you, Candlestick Kid, saying Happy Victory Monday. We didn't really talk much Niners outside of with Cannizzaro, but we covered it with Marky Mark. And it says and FU blank the Doyers. So yes, for life.
Thank you, Candlestick Kid. You and me, but bro, I feel the same way. I do. I feel the same way. Yes, Stevie B. Yes, punishable by death. You can choose. You want lethal injection or the gas chamber, but we can't have you walking the earth if you're going to support microwave pizza. Me and Stevie B are going to clean up the streets someday. Like we're going to run on like a tandem, and I'll be like the governor. He'll be like my lieutenant governor, Stevie B. And that's our whole campaign. That's our whole platform is going to be. And I'm going to outlaw scooters. I'm going to outlaw driverless cars, and there will be no more. I might just get rid of microwaves altogether. I might outlaw microwaves in general.
That'd be great.
One last thing about microwaves. Sorry, I didn't think I was going to have to go here, but now I'm going to do this. Tony, check this out. If you get a brand new microwave today, and you open up the pamphlet, the brochure, the instructions, you start reading through there, you know what it says in there? It says pregnant women should not stand directly in front of a microwave. Okay. Great. Let me ask you this. So you're telling me that it's dangerous for a pregnant woman to stand in front of a microwave, but it's okay for Creative Tony to stand there? Think about it. Dude. Think about it. So it's only dangerous for pregnant women. They're telling you right there. This thing's a dangerous machine. It can kill you. Get rid of microwaves. Me and Stevie B are going to clean this up in due time. Yeah.
What a microwave does to a pizza crust is
it's criminal. It's criminal.
Like a rubber band, and then it gets hard, and then you can't chew it, and then you can't bite it. You almost lose a molar. You got to go see Dr. Young after eating.
The whole thing is soaking wet. It's soggy. It's dripping. By the way, Noemi, you just blew my freaking doors off. I saw this. We'll end the show but one last thing. Did you just tell me, Noemi? Now I'm just talking to Noemi for a second, one-on-one. Did you just tell me Eric Carmen wrote Hungry Eyes? Are you talking about the same Eric Carmen from the Raspberries? Go All the Way, Eric Carmen? Seriously, I'm not kidding around right now. I need to know this ASAP. That Eric Carmen? Or because now I'm stunned if you're coming at me with it. It is? Wow. BLA is saying yes. That's damn. I had no idea because Eric Carmen wrote a lot of good songs. I had no idea that he did Hungry Eyes. That's like a huge revelation to me. I'm trying to. Yeah, go ahead.
I love that. Also,
Utah, give me two.
Yeah, two things as we leave here. Ray Goodman is a super, final super of the day. He says the Glide Annual Jazz and Justice Sunday is a must see. Ray, well said. By the way, Ray Goodman and the Soulmates playing this Friday. We'll talk about it again, but at the William Welch Winery in Martinez this Friday if you're Martinez. Also, Paulie, we were talking about microwaves, and I got to say this, and we can talk about it later in the week, okay?
Sure.
And I saw this. Chase Senior, okay? He's on Twitter, but he's also an NFL host, and he's an analyst, okay?
Wait, Chase who?
Chase Senior, and he's on Twitter, and he says he's talking about the Niners injuries, and he says, One theory that's out there, if you want to get nerdy and holistic, is something that John Feliciano brought up, that how players have joked, Niner players have joked around about there being an electrical substation right next to the practice field at Levi's Stadium, and how that has led to the Niners injury problem.
I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I don't like stuff like that. Those big grids, they're giving off all this weird energy. Very microwave-esque. Again, very suspicious. Very suspicious. You know what, though? This whole thing, I mean, again, I don't want to upset our friends down there because we got friends. We got Bob Sargent. We got John Lynch. I mean, I love these guys. But listen, get back to San Francisco. Let's cut the crap already. We've tried this for 10 years. It's not working. Okay, it's not working. Now we go to Super Bowls and lose them. At some point, I'm sorry, Jed. Sorry, man. I know, but you got the checkbook up there, bro. You're going to have to build me a new stadium in the city. For me, just for me. Build me a new stadium. I don't care where you do it. I don't care.
Dude, do it in the dog patch south of Chase Center, right behind Longbridge Pizza and Neil Donardi. Okay,
that's actually not a bad idea. Let's make it waterfront. Okay, just has to be in this, as Willie Brown used to say, the city and county of San Francisco. I want it in the city and county of San Francisco. I do think there's something going on. Now you're throwing substations at me. This is a recipe for disaster.
That could be the sports mecca of the world if you got Oracle Park, Chase Center, and Levi's North in San Francisco. That would be amazing.
And now, plus, Tony, I wouldn't have to drive to Santa Clara every time I want to see the Stones.
Nice, dude.
You know, I'm not even kidding. No joke. That's no punchline. Let me see my stadium shows up here.
Hey, by the way, so just back to Chase Sr., he says there's been a lot of studies how cell phones, Bluetooth, wireless earbuds, etc., emit a lot of electromotive force, and that it can be harmful to people. So, dude, there might be something to this theory.
I don't want to get into this now. You're making Dr. Mack have to come out of his laboratory. I don't want to have to throw on the white coat and show you my medical credentials, but I will. Last thing. I've been saying this for a long time. I think cell phones pose a variety of dangers that we don't even know about yet. I equate it to this. If you go back and you look at, like, remember the TV show Mad Men, and everybody used to laugh like, oh my God, it's so funny. You see them smoking cigarettes and the doctors smoke. Well, that's because they didn't have all the data back then. They didn't know smoking was as dangerous as it eventually we all found out after all the studies and medical research. I kind of think that's where we're at with cell phones right now. I think like in 30, 40 years, people are going to realize you're holding like this radioactive freaking device in your face all day. It can't be good for you. It can't be.
Can we bring back the wall-mounted phones with the rotary numbers and the cords that are as long?
I'll come back. I'll do cups give me a string and 2 cups. Just keep it safe. I don't want to die because I made a phone call. Had Paulie Mack die? Too much cell phone exposure. That's what took him out. Like, I would hate if that's my freaking on my tombstone. Here lies Paulie Mack. He got taken out by his cell phone. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember in high school if I had a phone call and I didn't want people hearing what I was talking about, my sisters or my parents, I was maybe talking to like a girl or something. We had a cord that would wrap around and go into the other room, and I would sit and hold this one. Do we have a nice little conversation like this, you know? And that was safe. It felt safe, right? This doesn't feel safe. So, Paulie, there might be something to that theory. Aaron Kask is a super, by the way. I don't need a study to know cell phones are making people dumber.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, Aaron. You're not wrong. And that's a problem. I got bum out for the kids now. They have no idea what they're missing. I'm like, you guys, go get in trouble. Go do something. You know what I mean? Like, have the cops call me to pick you up. Like, do something exciting. You know what I mean? But instead, there's a lot of this. There's just a lot of there's a lot of swiping and scrolling going on. Swiping and scrolling. Yeah.
Paulie, our goal here on YouTube at Polymax Particles, by the way, like and subscribe while you're there. Our goal is to stop the scroll. So we're trying to stop the scroll. How about stop the scroll forever? I've joked around with my kids for a while now. If they unplugged it all tomorrow, I wouldn't be upset.
Hey, final. I'm with you, Tony. I'm with you 1,000,000%. Final moment of the show here comes from Patty from Napa, the queen of the scene. She's checked in and she goes, "It's cocktail." You know what, Patty? I like where your head's at. It is cocktail hour. Damn it! I'd like to get a workout in today. I'm trying to exercise today, and then I'll do cocktail hour. Mike, you just brought me to. You know what? Chendan, Nostrovia. cheers, or whatever you want to say, but you enjoy. Hey, what's up, Mikey? And bring back Candlestick too. Yes, 100%. Bring back the stick, or just build me a new stadium in the city limits. That's all.
Dude,
That's
Paulie,
all.
how doesn't Longbridge Park sound good? Longbridge Park, right
It
there.
sounds better than, yeah, it sounds very good. Long
Where are
Bridge.
you
Yeah,
going?
you're
Where are you
honoring
going?
part of the city too, not
Right.
just the beach place. You're honoring the history of San Francisco. Yeah.
Longbridge Park. Where are you going? We're going to LBP.
I'll take, you know what? Build it on Clement Street and call it King Norman's Park.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
You can remember King or Green Apple. How about Green Apple Field? Field House or something like
Or
that.
Bill's Place Park. Yeah.
Ernesto's Park, dude. No, Tony, Gordo's Park, bro.
Gordo's Park. Gordo's Park.
You are looking live at Gordo's Park, sold out to capacity in front of a rabid group of 49. I don't even know whose voice I'm doing. I just invented some weird voice. All right, Tony, let's get the hell out of here. I just got to remind everybody, it might be one of the longest shows we've ever done, ever. By the way,
Actually, I think you're right. So, you know, Paulie, and in that theme,
It's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time.
Wow. Okay. Well, listen, Tony gonna Tony. You do what you got to do. Just the last thing, really quick reminder: no show tomorrow, you guys. Why?
Yeah.
Cron Steve has us at gunpoint, essentially. He's like, you guys are going to record this freaking spot and you're going to like it. It's like, okay, bro. So anyway, we're going to be busy. I don't honestly know how long the shoot is going to go, but I expect it's going to go for a long time. And that's why, hey, Lily, I don't even see you. Good to see you. Always good to see Lily Merchant.
by the
Have a
way,
nice day.
Paulie, Cron Steve texting me during the show.
Of course.
Is it okay? Is it okay for Art to park in your driveway tomorrow?
By the way, is it okay? Yeah. Do you mind having the Cron 4 news truck in your driveway for about, I don't know, 7 hours tomorrow? Wish us luck, dude. Wish us luck. I have no idea what we're walking into, but that's the reason I don't want to book a show because I'm afraid we wouldn't be able to meet it. And I don't want to do that. So we're just going to go dark tomorrow, film this Cron spot. Hopefully it turns out good. You'll see us on Channel 4. Hey, listen, if you need more Polymac Creative Tony content, I encourage you to tune into Cron 4 every night during sports final.
Yep.
They run our ad every single night. Tony and I we really do. We shoot a new promo every single day and they're running it. But this is going to be like a proper commercial with a budget and lights and the whole bit. So, and I hate doing that kind of but we'll do it tomorrow. So we'll see everybody back on Wednesday. Hey, Cheeks. Thank you, brother. And I am down with LBP. Yeah, you know me. Shout out Tretch, East Orange, New Jersey. Look it up. Okay. Tony, I got to get out of here. I'll see you to do the promo in like 10 seconds. And then we'll see everybody else Wednesday for the night flight. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I actually had a lot of fun. Thank you, Mark Cannizzaro. And I think that's it, right? You already cross-faded. I think we're good.
I'd like to thank Mark, a 22-year-old Mark Cannizzaro smoking ganj, as he mentioned. So,
Well, I thank Polymac and Creative Tony, too, because 22, Tony, I don't care, 22, 52, some things are still going. You know what I mean? As a talking head, same as it ever was. All right, everybody, see you Wednesday night on the night flight, and wish us luck for tomorrow with Cron 4 Steve. Who knows if we'll survive this thing? I hope so. I know. Hey, Tony, do you mind if I just park my rig here for like 9 hours? All right, see you tomorrow. See you Wednesday, everybody. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, y'all.